Alrighty, guys, we're back for Toxic Unicorns, and this is a Murders at Karlov Manor Standard brew, and I'm Red Cat. Let's briefly go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked. First, check out our unicorns. We got Neighborhood Guardian, all four of them in here. It's a 2-mana, 2/2 unicorn. Whenever another creature with power 2 or less enters the battlefield under your control, target creature you control gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Cool. Actually seems pretty decent, man. Our other unicorn is going to be the Bunnicorn. It's a 2-mana. Its power and toughness are each equal to the number of non-land permanents you control. Very nice. So like our removal, for example, is going to be non-land permanents. So we got all 4 Ossification in here. So our removal can help buff the Bunnicorn and whatnot. But then what about the toxic side of things? Well, we still have more stuff to work well with Bunnicorn, like Skrelv's Hive, for example, being an enchantment in and of itself, and then every turn generating that 1/1 Phyrexian Mite is going to be huge. It's going to be really easy to get the Corrupted on this too, to give our toxic creatures a lifelink as well. So all that sounds really, really good paired together, huh? Now, more ways to get toxic through, like Jawbone Duelist. And if you're not winning with the poison counters, then potentially buffing Duelist with the +1/+1 ability on Neighborhood Guardian could be enough too, right? But other than that, yeah, I guess like we're slamming damage both with toxic and just big damage in general. So hopefully having the opponent sweating on multiple fronts then. Jawbone Duelist, gonna be a good one, especially when paired with cards like Skrelv too. Call a color, put that extra poison on the Jawbone Duelist, have it slip on through, hitting toxic twice. With the double strike, so 4 poison counters with the Skrelv pairing. So sounds really good, man. Gonna have a huge target on his back though. Yeah, speaking of Skrelv, gonna work well with the toxic build, of course. We got Crawling Chorus in here working well with the toxic build. Novice Inspector working well with just the fact that we have Bunnicorn in here, and then also the clues go the extra mile, and then the clues are artifacts, which is gonna matter because we have Roadside Reliquary over here in the mana base too. At the top end of the build is going to be Annex Sentry for fitting that toxic theme, a little bit more removal. Delney to help some of our toxic creatures slip by some of the opponent's bigger blockers. Then also, if an ability of a creature you control with power 2 or less triggers, that ability triggers an additional time. So it is going to work well with certain things in here, like Neighborhood Guardian or the Inspector or Crawling Chorus, right? There's a lot of really cool things that Delney can actually do in here. And then more ways just to go wide and slam big damage like Adeline, 3 of them. I think it's going to be really, really good, especially when paired with that Bunnicorn too. Okay, guys, hey, we're going to save the more in-depth discussion for the end of the video after we get some games in, and we'll also potentially make changes to the build before I upload it. So look forward to that. In the meantime, hold on just a darn minute. We got some honorable mentions. Case of the Gateway Express almost made the cut this time round. Get Lost as well. I think your choice spot removal is totally fine. I think Ossification is going to be really good in here though. So no Get Lost this time. Remember, Get Lost hits enchantments too. So you never know. Maybe we want like 3 Ossifications and 1 Get Lost. And then also Charge of the Mites almost made the cut too. I think as like a 1 or 2 of, it could be really, really neat. Okay, guys, let's go ahead, hop into some ranked and see how we do. Right into that first game, guys. Let's go. Okay, what am I expecting from the build? Dude, I think it's going to be good. I do. I think it's, well, good first hand, right? I think it's going to draw well, and I think like the synergies in here are going to be good enough to actually push through. Especially like, yeah. Yeah, I think we have a lot of potential in this one. We'll see though, huh? Ooh. Mono red going first here. I'm going to set up with the Skrelv. No matter what we play, there's a potential for burning it away. But if we get Skrelv down, okay. They miss a second mountain. Well, I know that feeling, Mono Red. Let me tell you what, buddy. Let's go ahead and get Jawbone Duelist down. And oh, man, but Ossification on the Swift Spear. A couple turns in a row. Or we just wait until they get the Godric play too. All right, we have protection open for the Jawbone Duelist. No attacks. We're going to hold out. They find their second mana, guys. Could be Charming Scoundrel. Maybe Treasure, then go like Play with Fire. tempting Play with Fire on Duelist could be neat for them. As we tap down Skrelv, end up taking 2. Okay. Might not have burn in hand then. The double strike doesn't work well against the Swift Spear. It ends up just trading in. We're going to take the 3 here. We have to consider our next plays very carefully, guys. So Ossification, that Swift Spear, take 1 down to 13. Of the Skrelv, we could call red and start swinging with the Duelist, but then we probably lose the Duelist to burn next turn, right? Very, very possible. We'd still get Inspector down. We want to take the 2. We could swing. Oh, geez, guys, this is going to be really tough. I think taking out one of the Swift Spears, getting rid of the Wicked roll is totally fine. Taking the 1. Can we outpace? Do we die next turn? No. The big threat here is definitely just going to be them removing our goodies. Okay, so that's 4 poison. Yeah, the big threat is spot removal. Riverbask's Forge. Okay. I think we're still in this. Down to 9. Because we have removal for the other Swift Spear. Adeline. Wow. That's good, right? Do we go for the removal, or do we just go Adeline? Adeline blocks so well. If we do this, 4 poison getting through. Okay, it's gonna be removal then. Okay, yeah. Yeah, we should do this, and we shouldn't take too much damage here. So we'll call red again. No real reason for the call. We're really just trying to get 4 poison through. That's 8 poison. Remove the Swift Spear. Goodbye, Swift Spear. And get a chump blocker down. I think we're alive. I think we're alive and well. Let's see it, opponent. We'll need 2 poison through, though. They don't have removal? Or are they waiting? They swing. I think we take the 3. Because I'd rather have the Inspector to chump block something else, right? I can't believe it. Guys, where is the opponent's burn? On the stack for the Duelist, I guess that's what they would end up doing, right? On the stack of the Skrelv, this is really tough. Okay, I'll try it. I'll try it, man. Call red. That's tough. That's a really tough decision, dude. It was nothing? Oh, Mishra's Foundry. I completely overlooked that, dude. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Okay, well, we're still in danger then. We're still in danger. Mishra's Foundry's gone, though. That's good news. So I should have played Adeline before the swing then, potentially. Adeline's still pretty good. Adeline blocks the Forge really well. So does the Bunnicorn. Bunnicorn and then keep a draw open actually sounds pretty good too. All right. So Bunnicorn, and then we want to make sure to keep the clue until after all the blocking. Okay, yeah, so luckily it's still looking okay for us here. I ran right into that Mishra's Foundry. Go for that full swing. Okay, so we want to block you. Block you, take 4 down to 2. And yeah, that's not terrific, huh? Take 3. Can we win next turn? No, not really. Getting more off this board. We just know that the 1 mana isn't going to be, like, they can't. It's going to be a Witch Stalker Frenzy. Ah. Guys. We are so dead. Like we have to win this turn, man. Let's draw on the clue. I was not anticipating that Witchstalker Frenzy at all. So Urabrask's Forge is a huge problem here, huh? So 1 poison getting through. Oh man, I can't believe I ran right into that Foundry, but I gotta be real with you guys. I think we would have been in trouble either way. Ossification's gonna have to take the Phoenix chick out of the air. But either way, Adeline's gonna come down here too. Skrelv can't block, so it's gonna be a Skrelv swing. We want to do that before combat, first of all. Be a Skrelv swing. 9 poison. Ossification. I know we can put all of the Ossification onto 1 planes. It's just one of those things, you know what I mean? I keep the Seat of the Empire back. Let's see that top deck opponent. Let's see it. Hey, Kumano. Really close, dude. So we had the block into the Forge. The Adeline was going to die. We had the Trump into the Bloodthirsty Adversary, so it's going to come down to their top deck. And let's be real, Mono Red has a whole bunch of stuff that can do that last point of damage. Witchstalker Frenzy onto a 6/6 Bunnicorn, letting the trample damage get through is not something I was anticipating at all, dude. So would there have been more effective blocks had I known that Bunnicorn was going to lose that much defense? I'm not 100% certain, honestly. So maybe we'll have to go back and see that. That was so close, man. That was so close. They're running into the Foundry. If I would have held back for the turn, I would have held back. They would have still had the Foundry to be able to power that up too. So maybe, I don't know. What do you guys think there? Do you guys think that was going to lean towards Mono Red regardless of that swing? Actually, trading into Foundry could have been beneficial for us, potentially, in that one. Great hand, dude. Oh, yeah. All that extra toxic. So I guess we start with Skrelv, and maybe we can once again get that ball rolling with the Jawbone Duelist. That's just so much extra poison. All right, protection open for the Duelist. Passing it. Oh, no. That was close. I'm so used to smacking that attack button, huh? Fiend's Informant, nice. A Connive. That's not something we want to hit with Ossification right now, I'd say, but we'll see. Whoa. Okay. Another Skrelv, huh? So yeah, the big thing here is, yeah, if we like pick up the Informant, we could swing, that's 3 poison, or we just activate Skrelv's ability. Keep the Ossification for something better. Call white here, right? And then swing for a chunk of poison. We still have Ossification, but I think Crawling Chorus is a little better. Just continuing to get... and then now we don't have protection open, but we got the Poison Ball rolling. Without protection open with Skrelv, I think we'll be okay for now. This is concerning. I don't know exactly what we're up against. Some form of, like, Reanimator, maybe? They also don't know what this 1 planes could be, too, but yeah. Playing second Skrelv wouldn't have worked either. It doesn't have haste or anything fancy. That would be disgusting, dude. Oh my goodness. Or like if you could use that bottom ability without tapping Skrelv down. Oh, dude, that would be horrible, huh? Homicide Investigator, cool. So now is Ossification's turn to shine and probably pick up that Investigator, right? We don't want them to get too many clues. Then we can call white again on Skrelv and be pretty happy about that probably. Okay, let's go Ossification. Pick up the Investigator. So I was trying to think if that's still the most optimized place since we have like the crawling chorus and everything. So I believe so. I think we just keep slamming through. Opponents at 8 poison already. What a small little combo that the deck's not really going for. I mean, it has it in here, so I guess it's going for it, but it's realistically just trying to get some unicorn action. GG opponent, GG buddy. Yeah, man, I wanna spam unicorns onto this board, and like the toxic theme is kind of secondary in my mind. I guess right now it's kind of the main thing going on here, huh? Surprisingly, no spot removal from the opponent there. We didn't have too much in hand either, so I think all it took was a spot removal, a piece or two, or like a Wandering Emperor open on our turn for that to start pulling the opponent back, because I just don't think our hand was that good after we established, right? Like we kept drawing stuff that just wasn't doing too much, I would say. All right, here we go. Here's our unicorns. This is what I'm talking about, dude. And we end up just playing all of our toxic stuff anyways, right? No, I think I'm going to try to get the Neighborhood Guardian down, depending on what the opponent does here. Rocking some Boros. I wonder if they go Goblins. Goblins! No! That's rough business, dude. Okay. So, Warden of the Inner Sky can get exiled by Ossification when it comes time. We have better chumps in our future. Skrelv's Hive. Well, that actually isn't bad, but against Boros, it's really bad. Double strike on Duelist. Yeah, I guess like the it could be a really good blocker. I guess Duelist. Yeah, unfortunately, we just end up getting the toxic things down, but mainly that double strike is what I'm looking at here as just being an excellent blocker when we need it most. Modine's Recruiter. Yeah, see, like the first strike's going to be huge for us. So we can take one of these out without actually trading, and we can chump with one of the 3 damage cards. Still taking huge damage here. 9 total, down to 9. We trade into Recruiter, we're taking 8, but then we lose the Duelist. Okay. Down to 9. Generate another 1/1 with Toxic. Okay, some mana off the top would be good. Ossification. Nothing is terrific here, is it? As we have to keep all of our blockers back no matter what. Bunnicorn's only a 3/3. So it's likely Ossification take Warden, but I think we're going to end up dying. I think we're going to end up dying next turn, unfortunately, guys. As much Boros as we end up playing against, I think this is easily theirs. Hopeful Initiate and Recruiter number 2. No? Look at us. We're alive, dude. We're totally alive. Take 4 because it doesn't matter. Like, as explosive as they're going to be, it's just better to keep our creature alive over the trade into Recruiter. Because this isn't a trade, is what I'm getting at. So take 4 down to 5. For some reason, just surviving. For some reason, dude. Oh, so not being a land is rough. This can't block, but we should probably keep it back anyways, just in case. Yeah, not getting our 3rd here is pretty bad. But I'll tell you what, it isn't terrible just to get more blockers. We have 3 blockers now on this board. Ooh, Resolute Reinforcements. Is that it? Is that game? Do they have 5 on this board? We're going to be forced to block a 2. The Hopeful Initiate is going to be chumped. That's 3, 4. Then we block 1 more. We're alive again. Why? Why? Why are we alive? Okay. So, like, okay. Hold on. So if we go U into U and then U into U, and that's 5, 6, we can take 4 successfully. So we can't block here. So we have to chump one of those and take 4 that way, right? And we'll still have 2 creatures available. Unfortunately, they found another blocker too, so we still can't swing like with our Phyrexian Mite. Down to 1. Brawling Chorus. Okay, well, even if we found a land there, like Adeline wasn't going to do too much against this board state, I would say. So let's just show the opponent that we have unicorns in our build. Look at my sparkly unicorn. Wait, hold on. I'll swing with our 1/1 here. Yeah, cheesing that poison through. Let's go. All right, check out my sparkly unicorn. Let's go. Case. Wow, very nice, actually. Very nice top deck from the opponent. GG, buddy. GG. I guess maybe with how poorly the opponent was drawing there, I guess maybe we would have had a chance. Maybe. Like, if we saw more mana, so that'll be something to talk about in the final thoughts, go over how much land we actually have in here, too. If we got to 3 or 4 mana and actually were able to establish more creatures on the board to have more blockers and everything too, I feel like Boros kind of fizzled out. I think there was a small chance had we gotten a little luckier, right? So, okay, neat. All right, opponent, what you'll bring into the table, buddy? You got some control for me? Okay, good hands. I think the hands have been excellent. I am a little concerned that we're not going to see our 3rd, but for now, like we have many turns to worry about seeing a 3rd, and any amount of extra 1s or 2s that we see on top is totally fine as well. So, good stuff. Courtyard Angels, huh? Ooh. Let's see it. Let's see it. Turn 2 best angel of all time, Giada, Font of Hope. All right. So we have a good removal there. Could start with the swing. They might be afraid of it. Actually, just like Annex Sentry is pretty gross. I was thinking like Ossification. That just works out really well for us though. So a lot of extra poison getting through here too. And like a lot of poison set up for next turn as well, especially if they just go blocker instead of removal. It's going to be blocker, so Ossification. Guys, this is really huge for us, man. Also, we could go Delney, right? Instead of removal. An ability, sorry guys. Creatures you control with power 2 or less can't be blocked by creatures with power 3 or greater. I'm doing that instead of removing with the Ossification. That's pretty fun. That's pretty fun, dude. 8 poison from the opponent. I think our biggest fear would be a board wipe, of course. Lightning Strike the Delney. I think they're going to need more removal here, though. They're definitely going to need more removal of some kind. GG, opponent. That was sick stuff, dude. That was really, really cool. All right. I wish I could have seen more of the opponent's angels, though, honestly. Onwards to the next one. What we got here? Noxious Assault. 5 mana sorcery. Creatures you control get +2/+2 until end of turn. Whenever a creature blocks this turn, its controller gets a poison counter. Funny that we're rocking poison and that's the card we get. You know what I mean? Out of all like the random uncommons they could have gave us, That's pretty funny. All right, opponent. These matches have been pretty fast. You bringing some jank to the table, maybe? I'm down. I'm down to fight some jank. Ooh, double Skrelv's Hive. You know what? Bring some control to the table, actually. I'd love to see these Skrelv's Hive take down some control. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Okay, okay. So some green Stompy is likely here. I think we can outpace nicely. Let's start with that swing. They don't accept this trade. That adaptive can get out of hand really fast. So instead of Duelist, setting up with Skrelv's Hive sounds about right. Sharp-Eyed Rookie, very nice. Swing for 2, probably. I doubt they keep blockers back. They do keep blockers back. Okay. Hive number 2. Hive number 2. Let's go. Maximum Greed. Bunnicorn off the top is sick, actually. If they buff their green guys above 3, then this Delney's going to be pretty wild too, huh? Going to be a Scout. Luckily does not buff either of their things, but hey, it's still a 1-mana 2/2 for the turn since they hit a Beast Caller. Green Stompy, huh? Flourishing Bloomkin, going to come in as a 3/3. Swing for 3 because it has Vigilance. I think we're going to get a better block with that chorus when it comes time. Down to 14. We got to be careful. Ossification is good. More mana, guys. More mana is what we need to see, I'd say. Luckily, Bunnicorn blocks really well. No great swings yet. Like, they just have so many blockers, and, like, the vigilance on this is rough. We got to save the Ossification as a surprise. We took your vigilant blocker away. And then, like, hopefully we can squeeze enough poison through to get lifelink on the Skrelv's Hives. We can't take 12 damage here. The Bloomkin's going to be a problem. Everything feels like it's going to be a big problem right now. Beast Caller. Yeah, because if they're going wide, okay, they used the clue. Okay, that's good. Because if they just, like, keep pooping as many creatures as we're pooping, like, they save everything back, dude. I mean, the Bunnicorn, of course, but, like, Skrelv's Hive. No, we shouldn't. Mana, dude, mana. We really need that mana. We only have, like, we could swing with Bunnicorn, but, like, that's our main blocker. Taking out the Sharp-Eyed Rookie seems like it could be the best bet for us, I'd say. So we should do that for the turn. Because it's also getting rid of a bit of their card draw as well. Does buff the Unicorn. Can we survive a full swing from the opponent if we swing with Bunnicorn this turn? So full swing, they block everything. Easy peasy. No attacks, dude. We only have 2 blockers, and that's very scary. We need 1 to block the Flourishing Bloomkin. By the way, a 10/10 Bunnicorn should be really, really tough for mono green to deal with. So no matter what, we should have that to be able to block the big thing. But if they are able to get rid of, like, oh, Death Touch, well, that is one way for green to deal with a 10/10 Bunnicorn, unfortunately. The ward is excellent here, too. So even if we see Ossification off the top, we're not going to be able to hit this Axebane Ferox. Yeah, dude, they go for the swing. No worries at all. Based on this hand, if we lose this Bunnicorn and we don't see mana off the top, it doesn't have trample. I'm gonna chump. I'm gonna chump because we can continuously chump then. We don't have a way to get lifelink just yet. Oh no, Jawbone Duelist. So if we full swing with these, we will have the Corrupted. They don't know it's in hand. We keep Bunnicorn back, Jawbone Duelist to chump. I think we're dead next turn, guys. We're gonna full swing here. So 2 gets through. Bunnicorn loses a lot, but we're gonna try to restock. Yeah, not seeing the mana. I guess at the end we're gonna have to go over how much mana we actually have in here. But yeah, like I said, they have successful blocks. This could have been a really cool setup against a deck that doesn't have so many blockers, right? But okay, hold on. Jawbone Duelist has lifelink, but it's so easy to remove, huh? All of our other 1/1s now have lifelink too. Beast Caller gets that buff. Prowler comes down. Really sick deck from the opponent, huh? Really cool. Now their creatures cost 1 less, right? That's how that works. Yeah, a 1 mana Flourishing Bloomkin. Cool stuff, dude. I mean, we're dead. Full swing, and we're dead. We go up to 12 off the life gain. We get rid of their biggest thing, and then we just, like, take, I don't even know, 10, and then another 2 from the Skrelv's Hive, right? Because we block the big thing here. I think they're mathing this out before going for that swing. Oh, they just swing with the Axebane Ferox, and now might be a good time. To take the trade into the Bunnicorn. That's some tough decisions, man. That's some really tough decisions. The Death Touch was huge for them on that Ferox. Down to 8. No mana, guys. Well, these guys can't block. We're going to gain some life here. They don't know what's in hand, and we're technically... we should be dead off of like a full swing next turn. Blockers for days, huh? Yeah, none of these can block. Only the duelists will be able to block if I play the duelist. And that doesn't gain us too much life. So we're just going to go for the fun full swing, huh? Let's do it. They still don't know what's in hand. Something noteworthy, guys. Had we actually seen the mana, Delney could have come down. And that would have been 6 total poison getting through for the turn. So it still wouldn't have been enough, but having seen that mana earlier, maybe it would have been enough, right? So definitely need to talk about going up at least 1 mana since we have been struggling to see our third in a lot of these matches. We end up gaining a bunch. We go ahead and play the second duelist and see if they actually full swing next turn, as I'm assuming they will full swing here. Yeah, I could only imagine. Ooh, Blue Chronos. Yeah, opponent Stompy deck. Dude, how sick is this, huh? The Flourishing Bloomkins really feel like they're doing a thing, honestly. No need to disguise it. It's just like, it's just a 2 mana big thing that grows as the game goes on, which is kind of the theme of the opponent's deck with the Beast Caller and everything too. Very, very neat, actually, huh? So we block the biggest thing, and then we end up taking the rest of the damage from everything else. Actually, going up to -2, that was actually... we almost survived. The next turn we would have died, though, but... Alright, 40% win rate. We lost 1, we won 1. We lost 1, we won 1. We lost 1, now it's time to win 1. Before we go into the final thoughts, we're going to try to get 1 more match in and try to end on a high note as well. I totally believe in the list, guys. I really do. Kind of feels like we're getting a little unlucky, unfortunately, but I don't like to blame luck too often, as you guys know. And so I always end up asking, like, what do you guys think? Did we end up getting a little unlucky today? Or was it just how the list was put together or anything like that? And we'll talk more about that in the in-depth discussion at the end of the video, which has been actually pretty tough, as I'm treating them like final thoughts instead of treating them like deck text, but also just like including a lot more of the stuff that I didn't go over at the beginning of the build. Like, it's actually been pretty tough for me to rewire my brain to not ramble at the beginning of the videos and instead try to save it for the end. But I've been liking it so far, and it seems like you guys have been liking it too, so we'll end up trying this. We have 4 mana in the opener, so at least we won't be complaining about not having land. 5 mana after the draw. Send help, guys, right? All right, let's go ahead. Neighborhood Guardian. This is a unicorn build, darn it. We're getting the unicorns down. Let's do this. Stomper, okay. We actually have a chance, guys. We really do. If they miss their turn 5 Sunfall, then this is so... Oh, turn 4 Sunfall because they ramp with Stomper. There's also... This is more mana, by the way. There's also a few other things that we could potentially do. First of all, we have to show that Neighborhood Guardian actually just isn't that bad. Like, look at how well that pairs with Adeline. That's actually really sick, isn't it? Okay. Going for the ramp. They will have the blocker in the Stomper. Anything but mana off the top, guys. We really desperately need to draw better than what we're seeing here. They do have that swing into Zendikar, don't they? Unfortunately, I'm going to go no blocks as Adeline's very important for this. But them getting another 4/4 down for the turn after that ramp is really good. It's going to be mana off the top, guys. Oh, no. That's rough business, huh? Okay, well, we can go Roadside Reliquary quite successfully. We do this before combat because it affects combat. And we can successfully buff you. Swing. Already a 4/4. They do have the trades if they want it, but I don't even think they want to trade in here. Go buff Guardian. Swing. Buff Guardian. Seat of the Empire is open to protect the Adeline if they do end up wanting to trade into it. But I feel like they just... Well, they don't want to take 11 here, though. Wow. Wow. Okay. So Seat of the Empire. Protect one of our 1/1s, I suppose. I guess, right? Like, that's actually... I mean, if we kept it for their turn when they swing, they might not even swing. And then on the next turn, we might not have mana open if we end up playing something else. So, Virtue, up to 8. Still have 5 open, so luckily it's not going to be like a Sunfall or something. You know what I should have done? Instead of Roadside Reliquary, I should have played Mirrex. Well, wait, we can still play it next turn. Never mind, never mind. I got scared because, yeah, technically that could be extra bonuses from the Neighborhood Guardian. Okay. So Mirrex, right? I almost did it again, honestly. So we buff the... Let's see. We buff wide, right? We buff wide for the turn. We can do that in the combat successfully here. We'll swing. We buff wide, right? Just making sure I'm doing it all in the right order. So they're forced to block Adeline. And we go Mirrex. Guardian. Down to 1, guys. Big turn. I hope I didn't miss 1 damage somewhere. Can only imagine that board wipe is on its way now. If I put them down to 2, we could have saved Mirrex open. We could have saved Mirrex open for their turn after the board wipe. Regenerate some creatures that way. Getmir's Garden. Guys, there's no way. It's got to be the board wipe, right? It's got to be. Jace! Guys, did we just get there? Where's the opponent's board wipe? Oh no, opponent! Good game, opponent. Hey, ending on a high note though, that's important. 50% win rate. Honestly, I feel like we could have pushed it above a 50%. You know what I mean? All right, guys, let's go ahead and go over the deck one more time here in the in-depth deck discussion here at the end of the video. Like I was saying, everyone seems to be enjoying that so far. Waiting for server. We broke the game, guys. Let's go ahead and pause until the server comes back, I suppose. Oh, Updating data? Please check your connection. Wow. Okay, well, like I said, I'll go restart the game, see what happens here. Okay, restarting the game ended up working out nicely. Here it is again, guys. Toxic Unicorns. All right, few things. Delney, Streetwise Lookout. That top ability. Creatures you control with power 2 or less can't be blocked by creatures with power 3 or greater. Was actually really sick here, huh? The big problem was actually just getting to 3 mana, apparently, is pretty hard sometimes. Let's see here. 22. Yep, that's about where you want it. You don't want to go up to 23 in a list. Well, hold on just a darn minute here. Don't listen to me. Hold on, hold on. That is a lot of 2-drops, isn't it? There are going to be a lot of moments where you want to play 2-2-drops on the same turn, so you want to get to 4 mana. Okay, I think we got to make some changes. I know we ended up flooding in that last one. That flood isn't always going to happen. We also never got to use Roadside Reliquary. Mirrex was excellent. Should we go up that second Mirrex potentially? Maybe, but we have a lot of instances. If you see double Mirrex in one game, you're actually going to struggle sometimes where you want to play Adeline and like a Crawling Chorus on the same turn, but your 4 mana, 2 of them are Mirrexes, and they already tapped for white mana earlier, right? That's not going to happen too often, though. And Mirrex overall is just going to be a really good utility, I would say. Okay. I'm going to drop a Skrelv's Hive. I liked it, but I think we saw too much of it, especially in that one game. And then a lot of the times it's just chilling in hand as we're sweating. We're just sweating way too much because the opponents are about to win. So a lot of artifacts. If we go down to Skrelv's Hive, we actually have less enchantments. We only have 7 enchantments in here now. So like Roadside Reliquary doing a lot less too. I actually think I might drop the Reliquary. Instead of the Mirrex, go up 2 planes. Make sure we always hit. Well, I mean, we're always going to hit the basic for Ossification. That's my Ossification paranoia that I always bring up, right? Yeah, there needs to be a change. I don't know if it's the second Mirrex. Or do we still keep the Roadside Reliquary? I don't think so. I think I'm going to drop it. I think we're going to go up 2 planes. Now we have 23. That makes the mana base look a little cleaner too. 23, and the main reason is you want to be able to do 2-2-drops on the same turn. That's it. Like every now and then you need to see your 4th. You need to be able to play a Crawling Chorus on the same turn as an Adeline or anything like that, right? So seeing 4 mana is essential, and in a lot of those games we were stuck at 2, and that was kind of the main reason, at least it felt like, why we lost some of those as well, right? So going up to 23, totally going to be fine. Dropping that Skrelv's Hive down to 3, also going to be fine. Now the 2-drops look a little less clean, but I mean, there were a lot of 2-drops. So yeah, see, the average is 1.2, but more often than not, playing 2 things on the same turn, that's just essential, right? In a build like this. So I think we could successfully use some more card draw in here too. Outside of the clues on the Inspector, what could we go up to draw some extra cards? Now that we have 23 mana, we could consider like Welcoming Vampire, for example. That could be cool. You don't get double draw off of the Welcoming Vampire with the Delney, but it still works well with pretty much anything else in here. We could drop an Adeline to go up a Welcoming Vampire, not messing up our curve too much, right? So if it's going to be Welcoming Vampire, now this one is mana value 3 or less. This is actually another enchantment, so we could consider the Welcome, right? Triggers only once each turn. We consider the Welcome for the enchantment. We could reconsider the Roadside Reliquary, which I actually don't like. I don't think I like that concept as much. Just going up a Welcoming Vampire, having an extra flyer in the air, and having another thing that pairs well with like the whole concept of having power 2 or less while restocking our hand just seems a little bit better. How do you guys feel about that? Like I said, like we're making the deck look a little messier in some areas, but like the looks don't count. It's all about how it ends up playing. I think the double Annex Sentry was totally fine. Actually, more Annex Sentries could have been pretty good, especially against Boros and stuff too. But I'm not about to rip the soul out of the deck by dropping any of our unicorns either. We really got to see how Neighborhood Guardian pairs beautifully in this list with everything in this list, right? Like, we really got to see it do a thing, especially with that Adeline, which is a big reason to keep the triple Adelines in. Yeah. What else would we drop then? Maybe like a Novice Inspector? I like having 1 mana cards. That keeps the average the same, actually. Something like this? How do you guys feel about this? Delney was cool and all, but maybe just keeping more cards in hand more often might be a little better. Welcoming Vampire also gets picked up by cards like Lightning Helix, Lightning Strike, stuff like that, whereas the Enchantment Welcome doesn't. Dude, this is a tough decision, huh? Holy cow. Hold on. I think I see the path I want to take with this actually now. Hold on. So if we go... So we'll still have 8 enchantments. Okay. What do we think about this? We keep the Roadside Reliquary. We go up that Mirrex. We say, hey, it's totally fine to be greedy with our mana base, especially now that we have 23. Like, it's not too greedy. Now we just have more utility in the mana base in general. And there's not going to be too many moments where we're like, oh, the only mana we have is Mirrex and Roadside Reliquary. Well, I guess we cry ourselves to sleep. It's not going to happen too often. It really isn't. Like, we still have 20 regular land in here, and 18 being plains, 2 being Seat of the Empire. The double Seat of the Empire totally makes sense for this style of build too, as it's going to act as just extra removal when we need it, when our removal is only Ossification and Annex Sentry, right? The Toxic, like I believe I said when I was going over the list at the beginning of the video, we're trying to put pressure on the opponent in 2 fronts, right? On 2 different fronts. We're trying to do so much regular damage that they're sweating, but then also putting that little pressure on with poison too. And the poison just ended up being terrific today, especially on the Duelist, especially when paired with Skrelv. Do we want to go up to 4 Skrelv? Probably not, but it is definitely something to consider. If you want 4 Skrelv, just drop down to 2 Inspectors. Just remember, though, Inspector is 2 non-land permanents that buff the Bunnicorn very nicely. It's also an extra artifact on the board, extra card draw off of that artifact, which, and again, it could lead you into more card draw on Roadside Reliquary and then eventually drawing with the clue. So more ways to stock up our hand in the build with the welcome. It just makes a lot of sense. Let's read this real quick just to make sure. 3 mana enchantment. When 1 or more creatures with mana value 3 or less enter the battlefield under your control, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. Yep, exactly what we're looking for, I'd say. All right, guys. How do you feel about this being the final list that we post? I actually really like it. I think it might even perform a little better than the 50%. Overall, I guess we didn't necessarily need to change too much, but the list definitely felt like I needed to change something. You know what I mean? So, all right, guys. Hey, if you made it this far into the video, for real, y'all are champions. I super duper appreciate you. Make sure you check out that description where we got the Discord link as well as that Patreon link if you're interested in supporting the channel that way. Alrighty, guys. Hey, I will see you in the next video.